everybody, yes, I'm playing around with PowerChord, and as you might noticed, it has been received very well, and so I thought today maybe some extra information about PowerChord tips, what you can do, because that has a lot of options. Let me first explain that it's part of the Explorer 9. So if you own the Explorer 9, you can download the latest installer of Explorer 9 for adding the PowerChord plugin. Of course, always close your music program ahead of running the installer, and in case of a Mac, wise to reboot your computer and then check again, and PowerChord will pop up as an instrument. And of course, as the name does mention, it's about power chords. And so what I did is creating an introduction video, which you can watch in the playlist PowerChord, but there's also a tips. Right away, I created a small tutorial with tips for PowerChord, but that's not all. There's far more to tell. And by the way, everybody, welcome in another live stream. And I see some Hannes Gerd pops up, Tom Aldrich pops up. Yeah, nice to see you guys all inside the new live stream. Yeah, one thing what is interesting to do, and I mentioned this in the tips about the command system here. Okay, picture you are creating a song. So this is pretty low beat. And then you played all the 4 sequences. You know, the keyboard has the first octave, this is the second octave, B, and then goes to C, and D. Well, so all the presets have 4 different type of sequences. So let me take this one as an example. So it starts with A. And then if this is C, yeah, well, and maybe you as composer think, oh, groove A, that's a nice one. So and then you think, oh, okay, I cannot use the other ones. And maybe what you like to do is then use groove A and make some variations. So here comes the trick. So for instance, you like to use groove A, which is this one. So we go back again. Now, what you simply do is then you select groove A and you go to the command, and then you say in the edit, copy to all other sequences. Then it copies A to B, C, and D. And what you can do then in C, if you then play C, you have then the same type of groove, but then you can make your own variation. So then you can say, okay, it's the same groove as A. Okay, let's play. This is C then. Yeah. And here you could say, okay, let me do here a little bit different. Put steps off. So now you hear that there is already a variation, and that maybe fits nicer in your music piece, so that you have in A, this one, B in C, that's the third octave, this one. Oh no, that was B, sorry. So this makes that you create, based on one sequence which you like in one of the presets, then you can create your own variations on the groove you like. Because most of the sequences have all kind of different grooves. So A, B, C, and D is always a little bit different. Sometimes it fits nicer than maybe you sometimes it fits nice, but sometimes you think, okay, I can make it a little bit different. So that's an option. Another option is, of course, to play manually the sounds. And if you play manually, that's also in the tip video. pick mono, manual mono. And then you have the first octave, some strokes, and the second one is the long stroke. But you need to adjust a little bit the amp section. So what I mentioned in this video with tips is that open fully the decay and close the release almost to the left. If you play then a long note, you have a long sustaining. And of course, if you create your own preset, make your own bank and save this in your bank. So if you go here in the manual, you can go on the right hand side and you can say new bank, and you create, for instance, I would say give it 0, 0, and then you call it my bank. See, here's my bank. Then you could save this preset which you like. Then you go in the upper section and say save preset in folder. And then you pick here the right bank, which is my bank. And of course, give it a new name, because this is then totally my setup sound. Or just do something. And then you see in my bank, you have then this your own presets. And of course, always back up this bank folder, which you will find in the documents Rob Papen / PowerChord banks, or applications Rob Papen / PowerChord banks on your Mac. So if you change preset, always wise to create your own bank folder. So now I created one, because later on I will delete that again. Otherwise, suddenly it will pop up in the final installer and I forgot to delete it. So that would be not a good thing. Yeah, there's a good question about PowerChord. If there are clean models, no, there are no clean models. It's all pure distorted. One which is most close to a less clean sound is the Solo Grunge, which is this one, which is a bit less. Of course, I need to put then the sequencer on. That's, by the way, a cool thing which I also mentioned in the video. If you have a preset, let's go back to the introduction bank. You have a preset, you can pick a different model, and sometimes it totally gets a different sound with one preset, within one preset. And you see the models, solo, are essentially the solo guitars. So they are really the solo guitars. The RG is the solo RG sound, known from the RG plugin. Here it comes. And of course, it has some effects here, reverb and that kind of thing. And these are the newer ones, and there are also stacks. So the Solo Grunge, that's the most clean one. Let me go to a default preset for you. Default. And there's also, if you go to the manager, there's also a default manual play mono. So this is the clean sound. Still a bit distorted, but not as clean as a normal guitar. And it creates a nice muting sound, by the way. So this is these solo sounds. Drop D means that the D, normally the E is the lowest note. And then you got a drop D. So then the lowest string is detuned to get the drop D. And we even have a different tones. Drop A. grungy. So it's drop A, it's a very low-tuned guitar sound. But the cool thing is that we stack them and pan them left, right. There's some tricks to it, and then you get all kind of variations as if you were having two guitar players playing. So let me see if I can find a preset that comes along, which is also in the introduction bank. I had something with two. Let me see. Twin on stage. That's pretty clear that you hear two different guitars. And of course, this is not a very good beat. Maybe it's better to have a little bit more rock stuff behind. So we could try this one. Yeah, that left, right, a different guitar. And we had a good question of one of the customers. He said, well, could it also be possible to extract the grooves as a MIDI file? We need to look into it, because there's one thing which you need to keep in mind with PowerChord, is that with the control of release and the decay on the amp and the filter, that each step can have its own length. So that makes that also the grooves are a bit more natural sounding or less mechanical, although it's very tight. But still, if you have a lot of music next to it, is a very realistic sound. Sequence B. Now get sequence C. And then what I also mentioned is, of course, the tight, the retrigger, which is important. So if you play a sequence and it go to a different note, it triggers 3 triggers on step 1. You see that? And if you use the retrigger off, then you can go, if you play legato, go down in the notes. Hear that? Let me see if I play that with the sequence. So that's also an important parameter, this retrigger mode. And that's also in the tips about RG. I added that, of course. Why don't I have any sound? No, the drums disappeared. Where is the drum? Of course, I need to time it right. I play different notes, so the retrigger is also a very important feature. If you think, I don't like it that each time when I hit a new note that it retriggers and goes back to step 1, put off the retrigger. PowerChord is the name of a 5th chord. Yeah, Pascal, that's right. It's what they call a 5th note, and that's also the advantage of PowerChord compared to, for instance, a RG. You're not bound to major or sus chords or any. This blend into any chord progression, so you can play it anywhere. Yeah, power chords are one thing, but of course it can do also some weird stuff. And of course, in the deduction bank, we also made some demuted one, because yeah, a little trick what you can do. Let me see. As FX found in pedal, I'm not sure what that one is. Okay, doesn't want to trigger. Oh, I did mute it. Okay, now it's out of the loop. Sorry, guys. And of course, we have the ribbon controller. So some odd stuff also. Shape defilter. So it's not only for rock. I mean, if you go to bar 5, I had a slow beat. Oh, it's a bit too slow in its tempo. Shift right 13. So if I... So it's not only for rock, but also... cheesy stuff. So you hear far more as possible than only PowerChord stuff, also spacey sounds. Okay, so I had, as mentioned before, maybe you missed it. If you missed it, the PowerChord introduction video is live in the playlist PowerChord, but also tips for PowerChord. Because what you have as a user, you naturally start at the first beat, but you can also start the sequence on a different beat, creating again a different groove. So, yeah, this is our MIDI. So it's hard now for me to do. Let me see if I can do this for you guys. Of course, I need to time right. Sometimes it's good to quantize if you play RG. So if I have a beat, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's on the first beat. But I also can start on the second beat, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Make shorter notes. Oh, there's something playing. I'm not sure what is playing, the bass, okay. So, of course, now my timing is not that great. If I up this, so okay. Oh, it doesn't want me to do this. So give me a second. So if I would record this, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me see if I can record it. So now I messed up quite timing, but I put quantize, and then see. If you see it here. You got totally different grooves, isn't it? So now by using quantize, because my timing is not as good as it should be, I go this one, yeah, I think that one is better. Simply by using different start points, you really have a different feel. Okay, quantize. So let's see what I messed up now. Okay. So I see it's getting there. So by having also a bit different note lengths, you can make interesting stuff. So here you see in Cubase, here it starts on the first beat, then it starts on the second beat, second beat, second beat, second beat, second beat. I think for the logic, maybe it's better that this one does once again this, and then you got second beat, second beat. Let me see what happens. Oh, sorry, not quantize. Quantize, okay. So now I think this one is cool, so that it starts here on the second beat twice before it starts on the full beat. So that will be an interesting combination. Okay, so I throw this one away, and then I copy this one. Let me see. So you get this one. So that's totally different again. And it's simply using only one sequence, but by moving the length, changing the length when the sequencer is triggered to position where it starts, then you get all these different type of grooves just with one sequence. So if I here still, you see, it plays sequence, in this case, it's sequence B. Sequence B. So it's not only playing the sequence on the first beat, and it's important to quantize your, once you hit the note, you hit the sequencer, to keep the timing preciser. I'm a bit too late, I think, with the... So these are tips, partially already in this tips story. And then what I told today, which is not any tips, is that if you have a nice preset and you think, okay, this is cool, like Bad Boy, and you check the sequences, this is A, and this is C. But if you say, oh, I want only sequence A, I make my variations on sequence A spread over B, C, and D. Then there is this comp feature, edit, and then it says copy to all other sequences. So now sequence A is copied over to B, C, and D, and then you can start editing yourself and change things here so that you... And here you can add it. And D you can add it and make maybe D half speed. Okay, here goes the half speed. Here. Oh no, sorry, D. So that's also an option if you think, okay, there are 4 sequences, but I only like one, and you like to make variations on that one, copy it over, and then once you have done your thing, of course, wise to save your preset, and save your preset in your own folder. I showed it a little bit earlier in the live stream. Okay, let me see the chat room. Yeah. PowerChord is part of the Explorer 9. DJ TH Productions. You missed the newsletter, I guess. We sent a newsletter Tuesday out about PowerChord that it has been released. So close your music program, download the Explorer 9, run it, reboot your Mac computer in case you use Mac, and then you will have also PowerChord as a new instrument in the Explorer 9 bundle. And of course, if you don't have the Explorer bundle, you still can purchase PowerChord. It has a very fair price. We even have a small introduction price for the first few days, but it's an amazing plugin. I think pretty unique in the way it's done and with its features. So check it out on the robpapen.com homepage. So many presets. We have, of course, the introduction bank, which is always in the demo version, but the full version has, of course, more. It has the PowerChord 1, which has most of my own presets. Zero Missing Groove. Okay. So this is a guitar player which was strapped between 2 speakers. So 2 speakers dropped on him, and he still played, but it sounded like this. Of course, I'm kidding, but we have different distortion types in the pre-filter, and this one uses the rate, which is sample rate reduction. So many weird sounds on board as well, because I also like weird sounds. Bender guitar, that one. And you know how I did the bender? Well, the bender is simply using the filter envelope to the main pitch. And then sequence of 3 row 1 controls the amount. So you see, filter envelope is controlled to the main pitch, but it's 0. Sequence of 3 1 controls mod 3 amounts and -5. So only if the 3 row 1 is set to 100%, then this pitch glide starts to work. So like a bender. And of course I could overdo it, so then you get something like this. Or go down. So it's also a synthesizer, which makes it cool, of course. So this is the Bender guitar. Low noise, or that one uses modulation, and that makes a detune. It goes out of detune. So you see here, I use the offset to control a little bit the main pitch, but it's modulated by white noise. And then you get some. This is the guitar which really totally broken. Dirty. Yeah, the ribbon controller is cool, of course. Controlling, in this case, the frequency of the filter, high pass filter, and the mix of the FX. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I really love this plugin, and it was really a blast to create presets. We also have presets from Aldrich, some nice. So I'll play some. And this one has a nice trick, because sample 1 is semi. So this is a stack with two grunge sounds, but sample 1, which is on the left side or right side, is detuned 3 octave. So there are many, many, many options sound-wise in PowerChord. It's not only PowerChord, but we also go wild, which we love to do. Think out of the box. Whoa, that one goes out of the timing. It's half speed, so that one is an interesting tempo. I must say we have, because we also have some 6/8. Sometimes people say, oh, do I make 6/8 with some of the sequencers we have or arpeggiators? And essentially, if I go here to the PowerChord bank and click here on the manager, and we make that this one keeps on blinking so that you know how to close the bank manager, but then you need to click here. 6/8. So 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you see 24 steps, then you get 6/8 stuff. Tempo is too high. Okay, that's a good one. 69. It's a kind of 6/8 or kind of triple feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are a few 6/8s, and the way I create them, maybe is that for somebody who likes 6/8. Here's PowerChord 6/8. What I did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I did in creating them is simply I selected 12 steps. I created this groove, which is then a shorter, let's say, 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I had that, I went to the command and select Edit and did copy steps. And copy steps work like this. I start at step 1, okay, until step number 12. Okay, and I copy these starting at step number 13. Okay, and then I have a copy from 1 to 12 to 13 to 24. So now I have then 24 steps, and of course it's twice the same because it's 1 to 12. It's copied over to 13 to 24. And now I can make a variation in the second bar. So I could say, okay, let me mute this one or this one. And then you got first bar. And then you have a variation. So that's a way to create very fast 6/8 grooves. And then I could say C, okay, I like this one. Go back again to Command, press Edit, and then you say copy to all other sequences. And then I can continue doing other stuff. So making a tie note, or make some note. So it adds the triple feeling. 6/8 is really a kind of 1-2, 1-2, but then with a triple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. There are many pop songs having this. Okay. Okay, I'm checking the chat room. So hopefully you can follow me a little bit. There are many functions in this sequence. Additionally, a loop you can have on a different point. So if I have this again, this number C, I can say start the loop at 13. Doesn't sound well, but, and that's done per sequence. The ratcheting is overall. So if you have ratcheting on, it works for all the sequences. Hey Rob, I love you since. Danielle, thanks. Yeah, weekly schedule. It's the case that, or there should be something that I'm not available on this Thursday because of some reason, could be trade show, holiday, whatever. But in normal cases, you will find each Thursday, 8 o'clock Amsterdam time, so Central Amsterdam time. Now it's 8 o'clock, 8:40. Then I'm live on YouTube. And of course, if you like the live stream, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear early about that I'm live, simply click the notification bell. So there's a little bell icon, which is in YouTube, and then you can get earlier message. And then you get also a message if I'm typing things in the community section of YouTube. My channel is not monetized, which means what I noticed, the counter is not really honest, because I checked that with the release of PowerChord, that it took a while before one gave more views than the other one. On my mobile, I had more views than if I logged in with my robpapen.com. Very strange. But okay, it's my channel is not monetized. Still, you get at the start of the video, you get very often an advertising, because that's what they did. In the past, there were no advertising on my channel in general, but they changed the policy. So now, even if you don't have your YouTube channel monetized, you still get ads. Lucky enough, only at the start of the video. So have a little bit of patience. You might see a piano player pop up regularly. Or if you have, of course, an account on YouTube and you pay each month a fee, then you don't have any ads anymore. Okay, let me see on the questions in the chat room. Yeah, Tom Aldrich says 2 p.m. in US. That is in the afternoon too. Yeah, so some time difference, of course. And it also depends where you live. Tom Aldrich, I think 2 p.m. is then at the East Coast. I think on the West Coast. No, on the on the East Coast. And the West Coast, I think it will be more close to 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and Osbar 2082, if you go to my YouTube channel, you have in the top section you have live, and there you can watch back all the live streams. You also very often have the presets which you can download. Last week we had a preset for Prisma. Maybe you can recall that, Prisma, which combined two things, Predator 3 and Baloo 3 in a very nice batch, or other Predator 3 presets we did. So check out the live streams. Most of them do have timestamps, especially the last ones, although the from last week I still need to do. So don't be angry about that. From last week I still need to add the timestamps. It's only guitar DJ productions, not harp. That didn't pop up in my idea to put it in a harp sound, a PowerChord harp sound. Yeah, that maybe it's an interesting. We always could expand the 55 different sounds there are, but of course the first focus is on PowerChord. The EQ section, yeah, the EQ section, that's also, we have two. One, the fixed one is essentially the one which came over from RG. It's very powerful. You can sculpt really the sound. There's a low cut filter. You can drag it here. Aye. So you have a lot of options there. Or you say off, that you don't have EQ. Or you say the parallel one. Then you have in total 5 bands with low cut, and you can do frequency, bandwidth, gain. I see, by the way, the gain has the wrong dial. It should have a dial with a mid section. Okay, one bug traced. Need to write that down, guys. So, yeah, the EQ is really sculpting, especially if you use then, after that again, a distortion. You can make some very different sounds. Let me give you an example. Okay, I need to write down one little bug. So the gain of the EQ doesn't have the mid dial. So Livestream is also good for, yeah, discover sometimes some bugs. And the sound of the EQ is very good. Let me see if I have an example for you. Yeah, we have, of course, Jamal created some cool presets. And Jamal himself is a guitar player. And that makes a difference. EQ, he doesn't use it. This one, okay, let's go to, let's see if he uses here a EQ. So if I go bypass, this is without EQ and this is with EQ. So it has a lot of influence. It's also nice, isn't it? So you have many sculpting options with PowerChord. And then of course you can put it in a room. The guitar players you can put in a room. I mean, if I, let me see, Peter Glum. This is a AI guitarist. Okay, but where was I? Where was I? I'm trapped. Oh yeah, we're talking about the room. So if you have the guitar, this one has a small delay. Let's put it off. And you think, okay, I want to have my guitar player in the bathroom. No problem with PowerChord. Simply, and he's in a big room, so you go to a reverb. And it's a top-notch reverb code. That's a big hole, but let's move him to the bathroom. There's a pre-delay. Dry. And you say, okay, let's play rock in a big stadium. And the stadium is so big that the guitarist went into the swamp. Bye-bye, guitarist. Now the drums are tune track. I ask to allow to use some tune track grooves because a Punch has some very good, but I didn't have the groove for having a kind of rock type of thing. So this is what he is, tune track. Easy drummer, if I'm not wrong. And for real drums, of course, tune track is the real deal. Punch 2 is more on the electronic side, although it has some nice acoustic sounds. But Punch 2 is more going into the weird country of doing weird percussion and drum sounds and electronic, of course. So I hardly can advise everybody who's looking for great real drum sounds to the tune track guys. Okay, guys, we are almost at the end of the live stream. And last week, and I catch that one a bit too late, Tom Aldrich made a very nice demo with using Predator 3. And it's very experimental. And I really love it. And again, we go out with Tom Aldrich, this live stream. Hopefully we catch up next week again. And maybe you have a question or a suggestion for what we can do in the live stream. And as mentioned, for the ones which are new, check out the live stream section. There are many live streams you can watch. And watch, of course, also the tips in the playlist of PowerChord. Thanks for watching. And yeah, we go out with Tom Aldrich. It's called Pong, and it's pretty experimental. I think, Tom, did you use any artificial intelligence chords in this? I'm just kidding. Of course, Tom can play very well keyboard. And let's enjoy it. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next week after we play this nice song.